Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots. Our guest today is a stand-up comedian that plays at multiple venues all over the DFW area. We know her best for her work at Hyenas in Fort Worth. This month, October, you can find her on the 21st at Stomping Ground, Dallas. 24th, Live Rude Girls in Bricktown, Oklahoma City. And then Wounded Duck, that's on the 29th in Hurst. Thank y'all for being here. Please give a warm welcome to our new friend, Kate Greathouse. Let's start the show. I'm looking forward to getting a podcast studio where we can just not have to get comfortable and set things up. And yeah, Morgan will be excited when it's not the kitchen. But usually, this we'll take it wherever. So if you want us to meet you sometime, I know that seems kind of forward of me, but I tell all of our guests, I'm like, we'll meet you at your shows.
I have one coming up in Hurst, actually.
Where at?
It's called the Wounded Duck. It used to be this terrible little bar called Vino's. Yeah. Now it's the Wounded Duck. I'll be headlining a show there on the 29th.
Okay, well, this episode will be out before then, so we can blast that out.
It's free.
And did you just tell me where it's located? You said Hurst.
It's in Hurst. It's about a pipeline in Forest Ridge.
Okay, yeah.
Now the 29th of this month?
Thank you. The 29th of next month of October.
Okay, just checking. I'm like...
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a minute. I was like, 20th today.
We'll be out that soon, yeah. So usually I have a backlog, but I'm kind of up to date now. So... Yeah. I've got 2 recordings, yours and another guy's coming out. He's a musician, so we've been doing a lot of musicians lately, and now we need to kind of change it up a little bit. So I'm glad we have a comedian here with us today.
Thank you so much. I'm very musically untalented, so I'm happy to fill a void.
Just a little closer to your face.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
How's this doing for you?
Yeah, get personal with it. Not that personal. You're not supposed to make out with it.
Well, I know, but I try to kiss it, and then if I can barely touch it, I'm good.
That's your test.
You don't complain after that.
All right. So, what I found online, I always try to research my guests beforehand. God. Yeah. No, I didn't find anything terrible, but you're pretty active. You're playing at a bunch of different venues here around DFW, aren't you?
Yeah. I've been really lucky, especially even with COVID. I've been able to keep booking. I do a lot of stuff around DFW, a little bit of Oklahoma, a little bit of Arkansas. Did Louisiana finally, and that was super fun.
All right, do you have a map that you're marking off with either stickers or magnets or something?
I figure once I get a little further north, I'm going to do it because right now it's just this little block of southern states.
Yeah, that's okay.
If I ever get over to the Northeast or something, then I feel like a map will be warranted.
Right, yeah. Maybe a bumper sticker. They have those in RVs.
I do fridge magnets.
Yes. Okay.
I get a fridge any big city that I go to, or even just the state of Louisiana, because I don't know when I'm going back. I'd get a fridge magnet and I put it on my fridge.
Not to compare you to a grandmother, but my grandmother had a fridge with, there must have been 30 magnets on that thing. But
that's
she
what I'm
would
hoping
do the
for.
Same thing. Yeah. You got to get 50, right? Collect the whole set.
You got to have a collection of something, whether it's coins, shot glasses, or magnets.
For me, it's the magnet, because I always liked in old movies when they had all the stickers on their old hobo briefcase.
Yeah.
And
I went to different places.
Yeah, I just wanted to do that.
The hobo briefcase. How dare you?
I said, old travelers, that have I've been to Paris and all that.
Right.
And I just wanted to be able to do that, with my fridge, because I can't keep a suitcase for more than a couple of years before spilling something in it.
Well, the fridge, and I point to it the people can see, but the fridge behind you, you get to see everything, and you get to think, oh, well, these are the places I want to go and I haven't been to, so let's try and find one here. But it's a good memory, and it's a good place to keep it, and it holds up pictures.
Exactly. I now know when my rent is due.
Multi-purpose. Exactly. Yep. Multi-purpose.
If I ever build a man cave, and it'll probably happen one day, but I want one of those old school Frigidaires with the door handle.
Oh, the kind that Punky Brewster said not to play in?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't understand the reference, but I'm sure you're right.
Do you remember Punky Brewster?
I wasn't a Punky Brewster follower.
They had a very famous. I'm 28. I'm above
You're
my pay grade
than
here.
Us.
Yeah, I'm above my pay grade here. They had an episode where it was just the entire special episode in 1989 of this series was just, hey, don't go play in an old fridge, you might die. It was incredibly dark. It's fantastic. I did a lot of research on sitcoms for our project, so I'm not just an enthusiast.
Hey, no
Which
judgment.
project?
I wrote a play.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote a play. It went up in 2019. It would be September 2019. We did a workshop production.
Nice.
And you can tell I was just trying to shoehorn this in because I found out last week that we're going to be remounting it with a full budget, full
That's
set
awesome.
and everything, and that should be sometime in the spring.
Awesome.
Great.
So where are y'all doing this at? Or
We are shopping venues right now.
Okay.
It will probably be somewhere in Irving or Dallas. Initially, we had stage time booked at Main Stage Las Colinas in Irving,
Okay.
and then COVID. And so everyone's season just imploded. Now everyone's starting from scratch. So we're finding a little bit of time, but we know we'll be doing it again in the spring.
That's awesome.
No venues in Fort Worth kind of fit the bill.
Fort Worth.
Wrong target audience?
Oh no, I love Fort Worth. I love Fort Worth for theater. I've done a lot of stuff with the Fort Worth Community Arts Center. Jason Leva, if you listen to this, hi. I'm sorry I was late last time.
Hey, Jason.
But no, I did a ton of stuff with the Fort Worth Community Arts Center. I just actually closed a stage management production of. It was like an abstract Spanish play from the 1960s. I liked it. I was alone, but I liked it.
Stage management, you're the one facilitating everything as far as...
Who needs their lines, who needs their costume, who needs me to push this button when, that kind of stuff. But I really enjoy it. The director that I work with is really big on dramaturgy, which is, historically picking apart the scenes and looking at what was going on, and that's kind of my bag.
Okay.
But I did stuff with Circle Theater. I love Fort Worth Theater. I just want to make sure, in case anyone I know hears this.
If you are listening.
Well, the name of the podcast can be kind of deceptive, and I think anybody that reads the name is going to think this is just a Fort Worth podcast.
Oh, I told you when we met, I was like, I just moved.
Yeah.
I just moved to Dallas. Are you sure?
No, it's totally fine, because I just got back from Austin. I was down there for 9 months.
Oh my gosh, did you enjoy it?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's beautiful. Like, West Austin is beautiful, but I just didn't fit in.
That's honestly how I feel every time I go to Austin.
Really?
I keep thinking next time I'm going to be so cool.
Well, it's changed a lot. And even the people, like the old hats, people that have been there for decades, they'll tell you that Austin just isn't the same as it used to be. And it's not really... some people, obviously, it's their home, and their families have lived there forever. But there is a lot of transients there.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
People from other states, people from all over the place.
I know 4 comedians who share an apartment in Austin right now.
You probably have to, because I had a 1-bedroom and I was paying, what, $1,500 a month?
Yeah,
Close to it.
I'm just saying the closest to transit you can get is living with comedians. So.
Yeah, what would that be like?
I'm doing it right now, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah, no, I moved in with my comedian boyfriend, and we live in a 700 square foot apartment. It's just all jokes all the time.
But just the two of you?
It's just,
Okay.
and our dog.
Okay, I pictured like 6 comedians.
No.
Splitting it 6
That'd be
ways.
a lot. That'd be way
It
too
would
many.
be a lot.
No,
yeah.
I'm in a 700 square foot apartment with one dude, and that's enough for me.
Hey, I hear you.
Yeah. What do we got? 1,300?
Yeah, close to that.
If
It's
that.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish you guys could see it, really.
They can see some of it. We got the wide view on.
Oh, is there
They're
a
watching
wide
the
view?
YouTube.
They can see
Yeah.
this.
You can see
God.
most of it.
Oh, I've been visible for this?
Yeah, no, you're in it.
You're in it for sure.
Great.
It would make no sense if it was just
I didn't realize
Morgan
that
and
was
the
a
dog.
cat.
I
didn't
really
realize
would.
it was a
We
camera.
should. You should have sat here, and I should have sat there.
I would have fallen for Chuck Berry's bullshit. I didn't even realize that was a camera.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it was out of date until last weekend. We're sitting down with Lindsay Hightower and Taylor, the guitarist from their band, and I forgot half the gear, and some of the gear was that camera. So I ended up using my cell phone, and the picture was beautiful. Now I'm looking at the GoPro footage. That's like a GoPro 5 or 6, and it's just not the same. These cell phones are incredible.
See, I had such an old cell phone. I will not replace it until it breaks.
Yeah.
I don't care if I can afford it or not. I can't. But I don't care if I can afford it. I don't care if I could buy I don't care if I had $1 million. I will use a phone until it is so obsolete that it gets hot in the middle of the day.
Right.
Like I refuse. And so at this point, if I need a video of my set, I'm just looking around like trying to find people who like have earbuds on. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what kind of phone you got? Hey, what kind of phone you got?
Okay, I have to ask because we're a divided house here. iPhone or Android?
I'm an
or
Android person.
Oh no!
Thank God.
Listen,
Brindle,
to
we
be
gotta
fair,
go.
You might be the
to-
first guest.
To be fair,
that's-
I'm on a Samsung S7.
Oh,
That's
wow.
about 5 years out of date.
Is that the Galaxy?
It's the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you have
Doing
that?
good.
Did you
The
have
Galaxy was way ahead of everybody. I've got a LG right now, and I can't wait to go back to Galaxy.
I enjoy Android. There's some aspects of it I like better, but now that I'm all in Google, all my stuff is on Google because that's the only thing we can share between iPhone and.
Right.
Because with stage management, theater, trying to schedule people for comedy, it's one of those things where it's like I got to make sure everybody can read this.
I know I'm a snob about it. Somebody will be like, "Oh, let me shoot you a pin," and I go, "No, I can't." Well, why don't you do? No, I'm not going to do that. You can just give me the address like a normal human.
Oh, right. It's the sketchiest thing in the world. It sketches me out so bad when people are like, "No, I won't give you the address. I'll just shoot a pin." I'm like, no, I need to tell the cops where I'm going.
Yeah. Probably the best argument for.
I'm like,
that's a good one.
I'm screenshotting all this and sending it to a trusted loved one, like a responsible one.
Yeah, they're going to know who you are, what you look like, what your address is, what you even drive.
I'm going to card you for this 8th.
I always worry about bringing people to a house because I don't know what, you don't know where people are from or what their experiences are, and driving up to a house and you're just like, okay, I hope this is it. I hope this goes well.
Well, the magic word that you said was, I hope my girlfriend will be here to co-host. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm not getting murdered.
And I definitely said that on purpose.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't going to stop the podcast or change the format or anything, but I wanted her to know that.
No, it was immediate first message. I was like, okay, cool, and I'm not getting murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever you hear like, oh, if it's a girl, another girl's going to be there, it is more comforting. And I don't know about guys. If another guy's going to be there, does that make it more comfortable?
Doesn't change
anything?
I'm my own thing, though. I'm not worried about.
You are your own. Yeah. But no, I would feel the same way. Like, oh, is there going to be a girl there? Yeah, okay, I'll go.
I mean, I'm not going to disclose the location, but I just walked up on a house full of drug dealers the other night.
You did. That you did.
I just decided that it was time. The guy had bought a drill for $1. We had a garage sale.
Yeah, we had a garage sale.
And so I'm like, I'm just going to walk over there and give it to this guy. And we know full well what goes on at this house.
So what'd you come back with? Like
a beer. I brought a beer back.
That's what you got paid with.
I make friends with people, though. That's what I do. I'm not going to say I'm like the greatest guy, but I'm friendly.
Yeah, you are friendly.
Friendly. No, yeah. Like I said, I met you. I was just making fun of your friend.
I can't remember. Like I told you, I was very intoxicated, and that was. Oh man!
I was just making fun of your. I can be honest. I remember that part.
Yeah.
I was just making fun of your friend for no reason.
With the eye patch.
Yeah, the bagel.
Ryan.
Yeah, the bagel.
I made one eye patch joke. It was he's okay. So I'm standing at the bar. I'm trying to get a drink. I've just had one of the worst shows.
Oh no.
There was no AC.
Oh yeah, it was bad that
we were in this a room about the size of this situation.
Now this wasn't your first time there, was it?
No, not
okay,
at all.
Okay,
No.
Okay.
I've worked with hyenas through their side stuff many. I don't want to say I'm getting booked there. Somebody will find out. Call Randy. But no AC. I do 10 minutes on stage and I'm like soaked and like dizzy and I'm like, oh, this blows. So I'm just out there trying to get a drink.
And the crowd's probably not digging it.
And your friend starts. The crowd wasn't. You know what? They were doing the best they could.
It was really uncomfortable.
It was like Kentucky Derby fanning themselves.
Right?
Yeah. It was so. It's just like I cannot. I'm a wimp when it comes to hot. Like I can't do. I've lived here my whole life. I faint about twice a year.
Oh my god.
Like I'm just real bad about it.
Well, I think Texans probably handle the heat probably not as well as most other places because we understand the value of AC.
We are an AC culture in Texas.
We're going from the car to the building, back to the car, back to the building.
Unless there's
your
a
car
pool.
has AC.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't have a car, so no, my car does not have AC. But before we move on from Ryan, that was the first time. No, it was the second time I'd hung out with him. Right? Didn't we meet up with him? Or?
Oh, you guys seem such like good friends.
Well, and so we kind of grew up together, and he's a great dude. We've been through a lot together. Fell out of touch. He went and did his thing. I went and did mine, and then he ends up living just kind of north of here. And so
that's great.
We've gotten to kind of reconnect, but just a great dude, and that was a really fun night. But yeah, the AC situation was
so hot,
crazy. But
I'm just melted trying to get a drink at this bar. Like, please, like just absolute like all mascara. Like I could feel it.
Yeah.
And then they walk up behind, and I guess I was just feeling mean. Like I think I was just making fun of his shoes.
My shoes?
No,
my
Ryan's
shoes are an easy
Ryan's
target.
Shoes.
If I was wearing my regular shoes,
oh yeah, he always gets
I
crap
have
for his
so
shoes, his running shoes.
I was
that he
having
has.
lower back pain for a while. I'm better now. I know I'm an
Oh
old
my
man.
God! Did you get?
Do you want me
those
to go
little-
get them?
Did you get those little step ups?
Yeah, you can get them.
I'll go get them.
So I was ready to do anything. She even got me to go to a chiropractor twice, which I'll never do again. I don't think. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it didn't go well. So, but she talked me into it, something I'm completely morally opposed to. But when you got back pain, like, you'll try anything.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't sleep. You know, you have trouble sitting at a chair. I mean, it's like the only position that was comfortable is like if I got like, I don't know how to describe this. Is if I squatted down and I had like the balls of my feet on the floor and I'm like in a crouching ninja position, that's like the only time it would, I mean, laying down, nothing was working. So
I walk my dog to the park and I hang upside down by my
Yeah,
knees
that
from
sounds-
the jungle gym. Like,
that sounds great.
I look insane, but it's basically like an inversion table at that point.
Yeah. And we're not going to buy one. So anyway, so I went to the shoe store and they're like, oh yeah, you need these. And these are hookahs, not a sponsor, and you're going to need to wash your hands. That's so gross.
So these are usually sold to like Dominican nurses or what?
Well, I don't know anything about that. But anyway, they're way comfortable. And they didn't really fix my back problem, but I bought them. And
They're good for running. Don't you use them for running?
I used to before I got fat.
Stop it.
But anyway, I have like 3 pairs of those. I love them. So anyway, but they turned into like just my casual shoes that I wear everywhere. So when you said making fun of somebody's shoes, I was like, I was definitely me.
Oh, I was ready. No, it was his. He was wearing leather shoes, and I just felt like I needed to inject myself into somebody's conversation. Apparently,
So glad you
I
did.
don't do that. But I don't know. I was hot. And he was like, I can't get these shoes are so tight. Like, I think it's because they're leather. And I just turned around and I was like, oh, honey, you just got to wear thick socks and wear them around the house. It'll be fine. Like, honestly, you just got to break them in.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, I did theater wardrobe for so long. So
Right.
I knew. And so I'm just yelling at this guy at the bar. Just like, no, you just got to wear thick socks. And walk around the house honey, you'll be fine.
You couldn't have picked a better group though.
And then he's trying to show me these shoes, and I'm like, well, they're leather, so I get it. And he's like, no, these are the shoes from Sandlot.
Oh.
And that's when I said
Were they suede then?
it was leather.
It was leather.
It was leather.
Wow.
And then that's when
Ryan,
I said,
we need to see
so
these
is,
shoes.
So is the eye patch like a Goonies thing, or?
Oh no.
Because the shoes are Sandlot. So that, okay.
Yeah, no, I feel like such a dick.
Good for you though. I mean, that's great. That's quick. Yeah, we got to hang out with Ryan again. But that was the first time I'd been to a comedy club probably in 10 years. I don't know. No, not quite that long. 5 or 6 years. Improv was probably the last one I went to. And I remember telling the guys, like, I've been to Hyenas once before and it really wasn't that good. So let's just go check it out. Maybe it'll be cool, maybe not. And Jeff Dye, is that right?
Yeah.
Jeff Dye was playing that night. It was great. Regardless of
love
the
Jeff
AC, and I'm complaining about how uncomfortable it was. They got it fixed. We've been back since. The AC's great, but the comedy was great, and the ones that went up before him. What do you call that?
You have
the
like an
warm-ups.
opener and then like a feature.
Okay, yeah. Was it
So-
just one other person?
No, it's usually two.
I think there were. Yeah, there
there
were
were
two.
two.
Yeah,
Sometimes they'll toss a third one in there as a joke, but
I missed it right over my head. But yeah, Jeff was incredible, and so now we're kind of fans of Hyenas. And then I took Morgan back, and we went to the late night show, and this is what I wanted to tell you about. It was a fucking dumpster fire. And
I have to know who the comedian was.
Well, that's who it was.
'Cause
It
no,
was-
I just
No, it wasn't Jeff
deeply-
Dye. That's
I
not who we
just
went to
deeply
see.
want to
Oh,
know
it
if I
wasn't.
know the openers from that night.
You definitely know the openers, right? You have to.
I know about most of
Most
them.
of them. The guy was from Kansas, and I can't remember his name. I'd have to really look him up. I know he has a podcast, and I remember he's from
He was
Kansas.
the 1,000.
He came up there
I
selling
look-
vinyl records. I mean, the guy was a trip.
Let me see your phone and I'll. look
Okay,
it.
you look that up.
I
should've had
have
this.
to know because I need to know if I knew who was opening that night because I'm going to get their side of this and email you guys.
Okay. Well, yeah, you should for sure. Because I was actually surprised that people were not getting kicked out of the venue.
It's such a hard line to walk.
I'm sure.
Oh no, I've been at shows where somebody got kicked out. Like I've been on stage at shows where somebody got kicked out before, and it's like not a good feeling for us either. You know,
No, nobody wants that.
You know, we would rather we just defuse this all. We all have a good night, and you continue to enjoy yourself in a more like kind of respectful way. But it's just like such a fine line between like, okay, now we're just being a dig.
Here's what I think happened. First of all, it's the Late Show.
Yeah.
People are toasted.
That's
okay.
that's all that happened.
Well, there was more though. Anyway, the lady behind me was so drunk that she was passing out, and every once in a while she would wake up for just a second and say something crazy. And that was just totally destroying the room. People were just laughing at her and stuff. And you understand what that can do to her room.
Oh yeah.
But the guy on stage, I hope you find him.
I'm trying.
But
Just last month.
he was making like these overt like anti-Texan statements, and it was starting to like, I mean, people were, and I'm sitting there because I see it coming, and I'm just like, this is going to be so bad, and I'm going to be so embarrassed. And sure as shit, this drunk lady over here will not shut up. And he's doing some really good crowd work. Like, he's making it funny, but he's also, like, telling her off. It's great. And I think he's going to pull out of it. I'm really impressed with it. But it just gets worse and worse and worse. And he turns around and looks at somebody and goes, "Can I get the light?" And at that point, I'm like, oh, fuck. He's lost it. He's lost control. We're all doomed. And
he was like, I want to get the F out of here.
Yeah, it
and
got
he was ready
bad.
But I couldn't. He had a really dry personality, and it only shows like the upcoming.
Oh,
it doesn't
I'll find out. I got a
Okay.
group chat. I'll get this. I cannot wait.
He's from Kansas.
He's a real
wore
skinny guy.
glasses.
He has glasses. He
Probably
also
in his
has a
40s,
podcast.
right?
Yeah.
He's a podcaster. Yeah, I think everybody has a freaking
They all have a
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, it was like
Got to
the
sell them tickets.
$1 million podcast, $1,000 something.
Oh, I
feel
will
like we're
figure this
butchering
out like
Okay.
on my way home.
Yeah, but these girls, there were people in the audience. There was this lady that was sitting to the left of us, and she just kept saying, "We love you. You're
yeah.
awesome.
And
You're
it's
amazing."
and that's so hard to want to say something like, "Okay, but shut up."
Well, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
He
Oh, yeah.
turned to
but
her.
it's such a fine
Yeah.
But
line.
he was doing good. Like, his witty comebacks were just
I mean, yeah, he was
unstoppable.
on it, and
But it started coming from every end of the room. And I have never seen anything like that. And that's why I'm like, I can't believe they didn't kick people out.
Yeah, I don't know. I generally love hyenas, and I for the most part love what they do in terms of crowd control. I think they make the right call a lot. That sounds like a nightmare, though.
Well, and
The
the
right
guy
person
before-
wasn't there. Like, the person that does this thing where they kick people out, that person wasn't there that night.
or he was at the bar getting a drink, one of the two.
Or something.
Well, and the guy before him was he said he was I don't know if he was allegedly a fireman.
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, I know Jimmy.
That guy was
Okay.
great.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
Jimmy.
he was really good.
I gave him a fist bump on the way out.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was-
he's just such a sweet guy.
Yeah, he was really
Jimmy
nice.
made me feel cool. We fist bumped. It was
Yeah,
good.
because he went on, and then this guy, but I don't remember his
Yeah,
name.
Jimmy was great. I hope we get to see Jimmy again.
Oh, he's a delight. He's at both of the hyenas with a fair regular. I try to make his shows as often as I can. I love
Yeah.
that guy.
Oh, he was killing it.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, it was a good show. Okay, so let's get back to you.
Yeah.
I wanna know
thought
more
I could
about you.
skirt by.
Well, we usually end up squirrel momenting. On
Oh, and by
on
the way,
things.
how much time do we have? Because I will just keep this going until you're like, I have to go.
Oh, what time is it?
Does that work? 6:18.
6:20.
Yeah,
6:18.
where do you have to be?
You know what? If I can get out of here by like 7:15ish.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, girl.
yeah.
We still got to eat dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I got to eat or I'll get hangry.
Oh, great. Well, when you start getting hangry, let me know, and I'll
We
pop
can
out
cut
here
it
by
whenever
7.
you're ready. But no, I kind of want to know what has been your, I guess, well, 2 questions. When did you start?
It was about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your inspiration?
All right. Well, I've told this story before, but
Yes.
I don't know why I thought you guys would look like. Not that you should have known it, but like I've told this.
He
isn't,
might,
like,
I don't.
I definitely have not told this story to you. What I'm saying is it's going to get a little dark for a second.
That's okay.
I can handle it.
But,
you're okay with it,
I
we're
know, but it's not like the first time I've told this, so I'm cool with it.
This sounds like a good story.
It's not. Okay, so back in 2018,
Just a little bit.
back in 2018, I almost died.
Oh,
Yeah, I was in the hospital.
that did take a turn.
Yeah, I know, right? I just warned you. But no, and I got very ill, and I was hospitalized for a while, and I came out of it. Obviously, we're fine now. But when I was in the hospital bed, I was like, I'm so done of being afraid of stuff. Because it was 2018. It was a rough year. 2018 was just a rough,
Girl, I
long,
hear you.
rough year.
Yes.
So about September of 2018, I got hospitalized. And it was just like everything came crashing down all of a sudden. Like, I'm still paying that shit off.
Oh, yeah.
But
Word.
yeah, we're so close. I'm so close.
We're all, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But no, so I just made a list of things that I was afraid of, and number 1 was heights, and number 2 was stage fright, and number 3 I don't have to do yet until I get over my stage fright.
which
I'm
is...
afraid of sensory deprivation tanks. They freak me out. I don't trust them.
Okay.
I had a panic attack in one once.
Really?
And now I have to go back to one. But as long as I'm still nervous before I get on stage, I don't have to get into a sensory deprivation tank. So
One thing at a time. Yeah.
yeah, I got over heights, no problem.
What was that one? How did you do that?
I actually, it turns out, heights. I went up to tall building. I rode a couple of roller coasters, and I'm like, actually, I'm fine with this. And then I found out it's ladders.
Ladders specifically.
Yeah, I just hate being on ladders.
I'm kind of there with you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna fall off of this thing and die. That's what I'm thinking. So I went. It was like as soon as I got out of the hospital, I took a job doing lights at a theater company to make me get on a ladder like 50 times a day and be messing with heavy stuff.
Okay.
And then I just got over it.
Oh, wow.
Face your fears.
I just made it happen. You know, it was one of those things where I was like, the only reason I'm afraid of this is because I don't have like the muscle memory to keep myself from falling off a ladder. So I guess we go almost fall off a ladder a few times.
Right.
Did you ever have any close calls?
Ladder wise, no. I mean, some rickety ones. I've dropped a lot of lights.
Those can be replaced.
Yes,
That's fine. As long as we don't rack up any more medical bills.
I know, right?
No, ladders are super sketch because nowadays they try to make them as light as possible.
Yeah, no.
And it doesn't look like it could hold
I
a
would
250-pound person.
Give
But
me a ladder that like two big burly men have to hold like this.
made out of brick and steel.
Exactly. Like none of this aluminum, like none of this collapsible ladder. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's the last thing I want it to do.
So the one that I have is, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's massive. It does all the things with the folding in different positions, and it extends and whatnot. And then I found out after working with this thing professionally for about a year that there was a recall because it had been collapsing in the center and people were getting killed. It was a different ladder. I found out later.
Okay.
It's like one number off
like,
from
you still
that
have said
ladder.
ladder.
Yeah, I know. So, but I mean, there for a minute, I was just like, oh shit, I've been on like 40-foot tall roofs with this thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
See, no, they're terrifying.
They are.
Yeah.
No, it brought the whole room down. Like, no, it's terrifying. Ladders are scary.
No, they
objects.
are scary. They are.
So that was the first one I got
Yeah.
rid of, and then I was like, well, I've always had really bad stage fright. Like, I mean, it's basically, I mean, not so much anymore, but it's been 2.5 years. But
Right.
I had paralyzing stage fright. I remember I was running a Shakespeare company out in kind of Richardson area, and Barebone Shakespeare. Hi, Julia. But
Now, what is that?
I used to run a Shakespeare company called Barebone Shakespeare. We specialized in very historically accurate rehearsal
Okay.
schedules and doubling. So basically, we did things very similar to the way that they rehearsed in Shakespearean times.
Cool.
It's interesting in theory.
Yeah. No, it could be cool.
Yeah,
I can see how that'd be cool.
didn't sell a lot of tickets. But, well, wait, we didn't do great Shakespeare, but you know, it was a good thing for students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good student thing. But I was out there running. Oh God, I forgot where I was going with it.
Well,
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I just-
your progression.
Oh yeah.
into,
Oh God.
yeah.
So we're doing this festival of it was Romeo and Juliet and Thomas Middleton's The Changeling. So one play that some people saw and one that no one did. And our founder was massively pregnant, and she said, "Hey, can you go give the speech before the audience? Like, but the audience is all in here. Can you? I cannot get up. Can you go do the speech where you say, hey, welcome?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure," and then threw up.
Oh wow.
Like I had insane stage fright.
Did you throw up on the stage in front of people?
No, it was backstage.
That's way better.
No, I would not be here today. I would have died in comparison. But I say that I'm pretty sure I've walked off stage and thrown up during my comedy career, and I'm like fine with that.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
It's comedy. What's a little comedy without some vomit?
I was lucky enough to. I was lucky enough to participate in a show where the whole conceit of it was that everybody was on acid.
Okay.
So we show up to this bar. This guy from like Las Vegas rolls in with like Guy Fieri hair. It was amazing. And he's just like, okay, who wants acid? Who wants shrooms? And just,
Passing it out.
Yeah.
I'd have been in the
Like
shroom
Skittles.
camp.
I'm an acid gal myself.
Okay.
And so I take a couple tabs of acid, then I wait 10 minutes, and then, you know, we start the show.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
And so I was third or fourth up. So I'm tripping pretty hard.
What's that like? Yeah, walk us through that.
It was a small crowd, mostly of people that I knew.
Okay.
I
We're all
knew
safe here.
all the
Yeah.
other comedians on the lineup, and I knew all the people that they had brought. So it was a room full of people that I know.
Uh-huh.
One really angry bar owner, because he did not know. And then 6 very high comedians. And yeah, it's one of the most fun sets I've ever done. But I'm pretty sure I just walked off stage and immediately just like sat down on the ground and threw up a little because I was like, oh God, that's the worst. Oh God, there were so many people looking at me.
But did you have fun?
I would do it again in a heartbeat. I've done it again, just not on like purpose, like not on, it's just more of a like, this is where my night ended up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Never for a paid show.
Right.
I wouldn't do that if they were paying me, but I'll show up to an open mic. Oh my God. Yeah,
Right.
you learn stuff.
Yeah. Learn stuff about other
yourself.
people, about yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no,
About the dragon that came out of the bathroom.
I thought that's all comedy is, though, is like exploring yourself in a way that other people can relate to.
Right.
And I'm for anything that can expand your mind to a point where that makes that easier.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, not habitual. I mean, I'm not on acid now. I had to drive here. I got to drive
that's
away.
true. Yeah.
But, you know, I'm really pro, like, pushing your own, I wouldn't say psychological, but maybe just like ego limits. Because I think if you're performing in any kind of like art field, you want to be able to know that you've plumbed all your depths. Sounds horrible. But
No, I get it. When I retire and I don't get drug tested anymore, it's going to be backcountry. I'm driving straight
Exactly.
through the middle of it.
Oh, yeah, get some ether, man.
What is the name of that movie?
It's Fear and Loathing,
Yes,
baby.
yes.
Oh, I love Hunter S. Thompson. I'm a big Rum Diaries fan. Not the movie. The movie was pretty bad, but the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, his work with the Hells Angels is something that's been inspiring me since I was about 16.
That was a big deal. Like he did a full on
Expose of the Hells Angels
Yeah.
for, I believe at that time he was writing for Rolling Stone.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you're right. Hunter S. Thompson was, I guess, what would you call him? He was a journalist.
Yeah, he was absolutely a journalist, but a lot of his stuff focused on counterculture, and he was very much someone who went to go experience the counterculture and had been lucky enough to find a job writing about it. That's how I think I would explain him.
That's perfect. But he was heavily into drugs. And the movie Fear and Loathing of Las Vegas is just a trip from beginning to end. If you have not seen that,
Really
then
not.
I
I
have
don't think I
failed
have.
you.
Yeah,
I really don't think I have.
And it has such a, it's like Fight Club, where it has such a reputation of, it has such a reputation of like a dude movie, you know,
Yeah.
like that's like a guy's dorm poster is Fear
Okay.
and Loathing, but it's a good film.
Right there
It's
with
like Dazed and Confused, where it's like
Yeah.
legitimately a good movie. Can we please stop making it about like the one joint they smoke?
Right.
You know, like no, it's Richard Linklater. Get off your high horse.
I was leaning more towards like Big Lebowski.
Also not like that big deal of a weed. It's like it's not like you're watching How High.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just like let people do their thing. there's an overarching narrative about like
Yeah.
emasculation and like performance art in The Big Lebowski, and you guys are like, yeah, but he smoked a weed once,
a whole weed.
a whole weed.
Well, we'll have to watch that movie. We'll have
Oh,
to
we're
find it.
watching it. So you were talking about your schedule that's coming up. You said the 29th you're going to be in.
Oh yeah, I'll be in Hearst on the 29th
on the
at the Wounded Duck. That's a show with Sprung Comedy Productions. I'm really lucky to have, and I love Halloween. And so when Sprung approached me, I said, "Can I headline for your October thing and do a spooky Halloween show, please?" And he said yes. And I've been able to get some of my like closest comedic friends on our line. We just finalized our lineup last night. We have some really amazing people coming through. We have someone doing like a character bit, which
cool.
I'm not generally a fan of, but he is so funny. And yeah, I'm just really excited. So that'll be October 29th. I'm headlining, and it's a free show.
You're headlining. That's great.
Yeah, I'll be doing about half an hour.
Free show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a free show.
What?
Hey, there will,
Free show.
you know, if you feel like if you feel like you should have paid for it, there'll be a bucket.
Yeah.
Are you going to be selling
Make
some merch?
I wish. I cannot get my merch stuff under control right. I bought a button maker because I was like, I'm just gonna. I crunched the numbers and I was like, if I sell 300 buttons through the next couple of like small tours I do, then
Right.
bam, you know.
No.
Button maker didn't work. So I'm like, it's the night before I'm gonna leave for the big like show. Like I was going out of state for a show, and I'm like cranking these buttons, and they're all just like disintegrating.
Oh, no.
And so it's just in my closet.
Oh,
No, I get that. We for work we had a button maker, and our PTA people were making buttons, and they look so cute. But then you go to unlatch the little metal piece that goes on your shirt, and that just made the front go ding, and it went forward. So yeah, they didn't work out either.
You can get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you like magnets so much, what about a magnet?
I should do magnets.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just trying
just
to
put your face on it.
I don't know. Oh God, no, I'm not selling any of those. No, right now it's eventually if I ever like get my shit together.
Yeah.
I just decided to just do buttons, one that says I heart Kate and one that says Kate sucks, 2 for $5.
2 for $5.
Perfect.
I found out that Elvis's manager did the same thing.
That's right.
Elvis's manager
Oh,
sold
shit.
Elvis Sucks. That and I'm a Primus fan, but
Yeah.
but yeah, he sold like
Then it could go either way. The people that really like him or the people that hate him.
Yeah, $3.
I heard that, and I didn't know if that
2
was
for
true or
$5.
not. But since you said it, now I know it's true.
I just love history.
So it was, I'm
He
there with
loves
you.
it too.
So yeah, the manager, right? He had set up a table, and what was the deal? People weren't buying tickets, or
Oh no, it was just that he saw how many people bought I Heart Elvis buttons, and then he said, "Well, there are some people who aren't buying it." So he decided to appeal to them too.
Yeah.
And I saw a picture of that the other day, and I said, "I'm just gonna take that.
Yeah.
That seems the best."
I mean, it's true. You can make a profit off of it.
We never found the guy's name, but you got homework. The guy that we went to see when the
I'm going
the
to
AC
an
was
open
on.
mic. I'm going to an open mic after this. So I'm going to go,
Are you
hey,
really?
y'all remember who?
I'm telling you, because there were 2 ladies. Like one said, "Call the doctor."
She woke up out of a
Like, she was
drunken
drunk.
blackout,
For
and
sure.
she goes, "Call!" I was like really loud. I'm not going to scream into the mic right now, but she just screamed, "Call a doctor!" And then
he
she
was like,
passed
"What?"
right back out.
Did anyone?
No.
No, she just sat there and she just continued to watch the show. But he was like, "What?" And
Yeah.
then this girl was like, "We love you." And finally, he was just like, "Can you just shut the fuck up?"
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I mean, like super enthusiastic hecklers are the worst kind to deal with because I'm just like, oh, I get that you like it, but I need you to stop if you want to keep liking it.
repeat, yes.
But like, I'm more concerned about the stroke victim everyone ignored.
Well, I don't think
No,
anybody was
she
actually
w- yeah, she
concerned. She was
wasn't
having a medical issue.
No, she wasn't
was
having a
just
medical
being-
issue because we watched her walk out.
And
Oh,
she was-
okay, all right. As long as you
she
saw
was
her
fine.
leave.
And she
Yeah.
was there with somebody.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, she had.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
guy
I guess
was
if they're,
with
I guess if they're not shining a flashlight in her eyes, we don't have to.
No.
Right. I'm sorry. Is this yours? Because okay. All right. Oh,
Yeah,
did you
but
get her shot?
the other lady, like even though she was saying like we love you, she was like standing up and like throwing her hands up like she was something.
It was so terrible.
special.
I'm telling you, I've never seen anything. Have you ever seen a room like that?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. No. It's the Wild West in a comedy club after about 10:30, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, what is
Like-
the crazy that you?
Because
can
we're
think
not
of?
going to the late show
Oh,
ever again. We decided that.
I've seen a comedian get punched.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. No, some drunk guy didn't like the jokes, then like punched him as he was coming off the stage. This is like a couple years ago. At open mics.
Oh, what?
Open mics, because those are just at a bar and everyone else has to deal with it. I've seen people throw shoes, not at me.
Right.
And, generally, they just ignore
Was
me.
George Bush there? What happened?
Oh, I've seen people throw. It was this old biker bar in Dallas that used to do a comedy night, and it was the worst idea. Because like I've gone to 2 biker bars that have done and it's never a good. No, they don't want this. They're here to talk about their bikes and play pool, and we have to ask them not to for an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That all sounds bad. Yeah.
No, but I've seen people go fight in the parking lot, and it's just like, all right, come back when you're done.
See, I just don't understand. We've talked about this at one of the comedy shows we went to, and I feel like people get so offended by some things that comedians say, but I'm like, you're giving them your money to come and watch what they have to say.
Yeah.
Like, why get offended? You've already given them.
The only thing I can
Your
think
money.
of is they didn't understand what a comedy show was.
It's the 2-item minimum.
Ugh.
And the fact that everybody has been locked up for so long. I'm serious. No, I'm serious about this because like everyone's
Makes
so excited to have. Have you been to a bar in the last couple months?
Not like a legit bar, but like
Okay.
restaurant bars.
Yeah.
They're horrible now.
Really?
Oh, people are so excited to be outside that they
I
are
bet
just
they're
running.
just
I
shitty.
I saw a man take his shirt off at 9:45. It was 9:45.
Not even 10 p.m.
Exactly.
In the bar.
In the bar. And like it wasn't a great. I don't go to good bars, but like
Was it on a Tuesday?
it was not on it was definitely a Friday.
Okay.
But no, I mean, like, it's the Wild West out there, man. Like,
Yeah.
people have been locked up for so long that they forgot how to socialize. I'm sure you're dealing with this with the kids.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, in a much more direct and correctable way, I hope. Yeah. But no, we forgot how to
No
socialize. No, we forgot how to socialize, too. Like,
Yeah.
and for a comedy show where, I mean, there was obviously an explosion in comedy over the last, like, couple of years in terms of streaming services,
Oh, hell
Netflix, Amazon.
Yeah.
I can name all the streaming services if I need to. But
Please do.
no, there was
Yes.
obviously like a big boom for it. So there are more people coming to shows now, which is great. Thank you so much. Do it
Right.
safely. But it's also, okay, they're not in their living room anymore. They're watching a format that they've probably only seen be performed in their living room.
Right.
It's a live show, but it's not as stuffed up as a theater. So I understand that there is a personality type or several that get a couple of drinks in them and think, I'm going to be part of this too. And yet I don't always want to like tell them that that's inappropriate. I mean, my mother heckled me at my first headlining gig. It was the first time she'd ever seen me do comedy.
What did she say?
Oh, I had a joke at the time about cows.
Okay.
And she just screams out from the back, "You're really milking this kid." And I mean, I lost my shit. It was fantastic. Like, I'm like, thank you, Michelle. You know, it was just like, it's like you just gotta plow through that. But I mean, that added some richness and texture to it. Mm-hmm. Whereas it doesn't always. But so it's one of those things where you just don't want to be one of those people who's like, oh, never say a word to me while I'm on stage. I'm doing my art. At that point, go to a TED Talk, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But that line is so hard to find. And after quarantine, it's gone.
Yeah.
People just don't know anymore. It's like, have you been to a grocery store? Oh my God. I just started going back to the grocery store physically because like I was really enjoying not having to do that.
Right. You can still order on your phone though.
I know, but like I was like, you know what, I'm spending an extra, you know, however much for delivery fees. I should just like I've been vaccinated.
Yep.
Like I've been vaccinated for a long time now. I should just go to the fucking grocery store. And I went and I was like, oh, this is the worst idea I've ever had.
I
like
wanna go back.
people forgot how to be.
Right.
Well, I didn't see the red line or the line that people crossed. There wasn't like a point. It's just been getting progressively worse, like the older I get. And some of that is me turning into the, hey, get off of my lawn. I'm turning into that guy. But also I think people are just becoming less and less, like, people just don't give a shit. And I don't know. I'm originally from West Texas, and so this is a little further away from that. So, you know, I'm used to people talking slower and yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, holding doors for each other
Well,
and
that's
stuff
certainly
like that.
how I was raised.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think it's one of those things where comedy, there can be an audience interaction participation moment, and frequently there are. You see a lot of great comedians will at least go, hey, what's your name? What do you do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost expected at this point, whereas I do very little direct crowd work in my act. It's just not
Super
my thing.
dicey. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be mean at people, but like they got to start it.
Right.
But no, it's such a bizarre art form, which I'm. But like,
No, you're right,
it sounds pretentious, but like
No.
it's such a. I'm about to go tell jokes at a bar.
Hey, what bar? Maybe we need to go.
Now I'm gonna head over to a.
Don't tease me, woman.
You don't tease me. It's only almost 7. What time does it start?
7:30.
Oh,
Okay.
that's early.
Well, it's anyway. I think you brought up a really good point, though, and I'm not the expert here. You are, but maybe the most relevant part of what you were just explaining is that you're getting new patrons. These people have never been to a comedy show before,
and that is something that I just want to like. If you have fun with Netflix, come to a comedy club. It's so much more fun in person, and I'm so glad that like I don't have the numbers on that, by the way, and I'm far from an expert, but
I bet you're right, though.
yeah, I'm hoping so, because I mean, there's been such a cultural explosion with it that I'm hoping more people are going to come out and see this when it's safer. I feel bad encouraging people to come out during Delta. You know?
No, I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
People are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah. Hey, just wear your mask in high traffic areas. You know, I'm not going to pretend like I always do, but I'm vaccinated, so.
Now you
We do
are.
what we want.
Yeah, I know. No, I feel like I need to say like, please be safe, but also fucking come to live performances again.
Right.
They're so fun. It's like such a nice communal. It almost like the first few shows that I did, and they were tiny and nobody came to them after quarantine. Mm-hmm. Even then, it was almost like the creation of a new liminal space that you only used to get at like good rock concerts, because it was just everyone was so happy to have been together with people.
Right.
And it's my favorite feeling. I love just like a good artistic liminal space. Mm-hmm. That's my shit. And I just I miss it. Please come to shows.
I'm glad it's back. And I was really worried that we were going to lose all the clubs. We did lose some good ones, right? Some historical ones closed down.
Cap City hurts. I'm not gonna lie.
At least it's not dead, and it'll maybe it'll come back stronger, and we'll get some better clubs and places that the AC didn't break.
Well, I'm really happy with what's going on in Dallas. We're really having a bit of a comedy explosion as well.
Yeah.
We have a new place opening up in Plano, Plano House of Comedy. Sorry, Brittany. It's something like that. Yep. But Plano House of Comedy was just announced. Dallas Comedy House has reopened as Dallas Comedy Club. They're doing great. We've got new stuff coming up in Fort Worth, I assume, sometime soon. We have some new, like, small kind of multi-purpose venues that I know are on the way. So it's one of those really exciting things where it's like, wait, I see that it's like nature's returning, you know?
Right.
Maybe Stiff Richards shouldn't be a restaurant. Maybe it should be a comedy club.
So we came up with this. So you know how they have.
You came up with this.
Okay.
It's a pretty good name.
Well, but you know how they have Hooters.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was like, they should really come out for something for guys.
And I was like, for women. They
Well,
should
yeah,
come up with something for women.
but for guys to work at. For women to go and look at, And so we came up with the name Stiff Richards.
Look, if it's got men with crop tops and shorty shorts, I'm down.
Yeah,
Exactly,
that, or I was even thinking
My favorite thing in the world.
or overalls, no shirt underneath, or
Yes.
something. I mean, I don't know. I don't need to see all the goods.
Just give me a cutoff short.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. We could do some booty shorts. I don't know, but we were just thinking of the name. But yeah, that was one of them.
Okay, so I just want to explore Stiff Richards, the possible restaurant, a little bit further before we move on.
All dick shaped foods, corn dogs, hot
Okay,
dogs,
yeah,
all
no,
stuff.
that was exactly.
Corn on the
But here's
cob,
But here's my question. Here's my question though. If you're wanting to appeal to women, do you want to do like a maybe more nuanced menu?
That was his doing.
Because I think just the funniest thing in the world to me is this thing that I've just imagined, which is a guy in overalls and no shirt just trying to bring somebody a creme brulee.
Well, I mean, I guess it would be more like bar food, like sports bar. No,
It's
you
just
don't?
an idea, but
Yeah, we didn't get
I
that
think
far.
we should.
I believe
Would
in
you
you
like
guys.
to come in on this project and you can help us with the menu?
Yeah,
I've
I think
the part with
I've
the
got a little bit of
guys.
lint in my purse to contribute.
Okay,
so
cool. Hey, we just need
But
your.
I think-
wisdom.
I am a great cook. I'm not.
I think
gonna
we
lie.
could get Kate on board if we went a little more comedy on this. Let's make it a
We
comedy
could have
club.
a comedy stage.
Okay,
It just
then-
exists in our
comedian stage.
imagination.
Well, listen,
and
I
it'll
mean,
probably stay there.
I'll come yell at people any day.
You can manage the whole thing.
I did have another question for you though.
Absolutely.
Out of all the places that we've talked about, what is one of your favorite places that if you could, return there every week, where would you like to go, or what's your favorite place to do a show? Do you have one?
Up in Oklahoma City, there's Bricktown Comedy Club. It's one of the only A-level clubs around there. I love that place. I'm about to go back in October. It's always been a really, really great experience performing there. As far as local, I mean, I love DCC. I love Dallas Comedy Club. I have not worked there yet. I've been a patron of theirs for so long that at this point, I just would love to be involved.
Yeah.
Stomping Ground, which is over in the Design District, is also a fantastic theater. I have a show there on October 21st at 9 p.m.
We blasting
And
that out. Yeah.
I practiced on the way here because I was like, remember your dates, remember your date. I've gotten all these dates in like the last
You're
week
doing
and a
great
half.
because you're not even looking at your phone. You didn't have them written down. You're like,
I was in
Yeah,
traffic
never
for
could do
so long. I had so much time. I sat down and I got this.
Yeah.
And I've said them all now. So,
Yeah, good.
anything else you would like to add?
but no, Stomping Ground is a beautiful place that does they do a lot of like really fun improv and a lot of other kind of non-traditional shows. I remember back before the quarantine, they did a show where people came up and read out their childhood journals.
Oh God.
Oh, it was so funny. It was
Oh
fan.
my
It was a friend
God.
of mine piloted it, and Christ, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen or heard because it's all 35-year-old women with their 14-year-old journals.
Right.
These are women with married kids, real careers now, and just crying over some goth kid.
I can't even imagine. Like if I found one of my old notebooks from.
Oh, I burned everything in a weird ritual when I was like 18, and I was like, I shall put away my
Probably.
childish things, and I'm so glad.
Yeah.
There's a hard drive out there somewhere. I know, but
Yeah, I'm missing
Out
some
in
hard
the
drives too,
clouds,
and I
yeah.
hope it ended up in a lake.
Well, we do have a mystery camera that's sitting over there.
Oh yeah.
We found it when he was
Moving from
packing up.
Austin, so
We don't know.
did you
what's
go to
on
a
it.
wedding?
I don't know what's on that camera.
Who
But I
knows?
do know I found a SD card, and I was like, I wonder if anything's on this. And I put it into the computer, and it's pictures with the X. And so
I was like,
oh,
I wanna see.
From when
Are you sure it's your camera?
I have no idea what's on that thing.
We
Okay,
need to
then
go
it's
get it
probably
developed.
evidence.
It could be.
Maybe.
I'm not kidding. So, but yeah. So
We're
you
gonna
just
figure out
never
where
know what you're
Jimmy
gonna
Hoffa
find.
is now. Like,
I'm really not that old.
that wasn't an old joke.
All right, Morgan had a good point. We went through all the different places that you're going to be playing soon. We need to cover like where's the best place for people to find you? Where's all your content?
Oh yeah, I'm at Greathouse, which is GREATKATEHOUSE on everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I was able to get the 1. I was
Yeah.
very happy because like Kate Greathouse is not my real name. Like that
Okay.
was a fake thing I did for comedy, and then
Yeah.
it got way out of hand. So
Now you've just stuck with it.
There are some legitimate, like, that was their name that they were born with. Kate Greathouse is out there, by the way.
yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that was weird for me. But like this was, like I said, this is just a lie that got severely out of hand. Like I just no, my legal name is like super easy to spell, and like or super hard to spell. It's very uniquely spelled.
Okay.
It's like on one of those millennial spellings. And so I was at a bar and this guy was like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I was like, "I don't want this motherfucker to Google me." And so I was just like, "I don't know, Kate."
Nice.
Yeah, and then we dated for like 4 months.
Please tell me, did you end up telling him your real
Oh
name?
yeah, no. We actually, no. He's married. We
Did you
keep in
keep that?
touch. Like he's
Okay.
married now. We keep
Yeah.
in touch. Like he's fun. He's out in Colorado now. But then like I started doing comedy, and I was like, I'm only gonna do this like once or twice. I mean, I'm not gonna keep doing this. And this is just to like get over my stage fright. So I
Right.
was like, I guess it's just Kate. And then like 3 weeks in, I kept going, and I was like, yeah, I'm almost over that stage fright. And they were like, what's your last name? And I was like, Greathouse. And now it's like my boyfriend's parents don't know my real name. But they know it's not.
Right,
yeah,
right,
but
right,
like,
right.
oh
But
my
that's what
God,
they thought
yeah.
it was.
Yep.
That is too funny.
Oh, great. I mean, Greathouse is an old family. It's like my grandmother's maiden name.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'll just take that one.
Yeah.
I
There you go.
guess.
It's not totally fake.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Oh, yeah. No, it was just self-preservation, I guess. But yeah, no, I mean, so when I got Great Kate House on every single social, I was like, who didn't think of this?
Right.
It's too perfect. Okay, thank you again
Oh, yeah.
for making the drive out here. I always feel kind of selfish when people come to me.
Well, I was delighted to get over to Fort Worth tonight anyway. So
Awesome. So as soon as you have any kind of, I don't care what it is, but if you're trying to put anything out on social media, if you'll send it to me or tag me
Absolutely.
in it, I'm happy to share it anytime. And then you're always welcome on the show. And if you ever want to do anything at a club or something like that, I can bring all the gear with me.
Oh, well, absolutely. I love doing stuff like that. If there's ever a particular night that you guys want to like experiment with some stuff,
Yeah.
let me know. I mean, even if it's not my show, I can get you hooked up with people who are down.
You keep the acid. I mean, if we're going to do experimenting, we'll experiment over here. You can experiment with the illicit drugs. And then I'll join you in Bat Country here in like 20 years.
This is why I have a fake name, so I can just be incriminating on camera.
Okay.
All right, thank you guys so much.
All right, Kate,
Thank
thank you.
you.
A big thank you to Kate for coming on the show, and y'all can find her on social media. Just look for Kate Greathouse. You'll find her, I promise. It's all over the place. Don't forget her show dates: October the 21st, Stomping Ground in Dallas; 24th, Live Rude Girls, Bricktown, Oklahoma City; and on the 29th, Wounded Duck in Hearst. Kate, thank you. Thank you. And we hope that we get to take up some more of your time in the future. Don't forget about us. I want to tell y'all just a real quick cool story. So we had Shaq Mack, who is a Fort Worth-based artist, come on the show yesterday, and we got to talking about how he heard about Fort Worth Roots, and I think he'd seen some of my posts on like a local group or whatever. Anyway, he was aware of Fort Worth Roots, and he had just seen Kate come up on like one of the posts because we had just done a recording with her. And then that night he was going to an open mic where like they do comedy and music and like poetry maybe. But anyway, Kate came up and he's like, I know her. Where do I know her from? Well, he'd seen her on Fort Worth Roots or through Fort Worth Roots. So that was just a really cool moment. I told him in our recording, I was like, that's next level. That's a step. I It's like a big moment for me. We're making connections with people around the local area. So that, anyway, I thought that was really cool. Had to share it with you. Look, if you're still listening to this episode, you made it like, what are we, an hour and a half into this? You like the show. You enjoy the sound of my voice. And as weird as that is, it's just true. So, look, we're on all the podcast players. We're on YouTube. You can find us everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the show on whatever platform that you like using. We talk about this in almost every episode. We're not trying to get famous here, but it's always better whenever these episodes get published to see people enjoying it. So don't miss out. Subscribe to the the podcast. And then when we post new content, it will notify you that we've got something going on. So it just makes things more better instead of just screaming out a window. Thank y'all for being here. I don't have anything else to tell you about. I can't wait to do this again next week. And I hope you're here. I know you will be, right? Look at you. You made it an hour and a half into this episode. You're going to want to come back next week. All right. That's it. I'm going to stop talking. Thanks for being here. I already said that. All right. Bye.